Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Hidden Alchemy by Sade. If it is your first time here, welcome. My name is Sade. I am a holistic wellness coach focusing on spiritual, mental, and emotional well being practices to really help people tap into their highest potential and learn how to transform and alchemize their life. So, if you are interested in any of the work that I do, go ahead, head over to my website. Link is down below. You can schedule a consultation with me, and you could just see the other types of work that I offer if you are of interest in those services. Now, for today's video, we are diving into the well anticipated Libra eclipse, solar eclipse that we have happening on October 2nd. And if it's your first time watching any of my videos, or if it's your first time just learning what an eclipse means, definitely head over to my channel where you can find where I break down a full moon, a new moon, and specifically what an eclipse is. Because whenever we're working with eclipses, especially this being a solar eclipse, this usually means that we are working on the south node, specifically because Libra is connected to the south node currently. And though it is a solar eclipse, which means basically a new moon with a lot more energy, this is a weird eclipse energy because Libra is in the south node, but a new moon means activation of new beginnings, new opportunities, and new insights in our life. So, because this is a South Node eclipse, this is actually something that we have been getting rid of for the past 16 months, I would say. We've been working with this Aries Libran energy, and we are towards the end. In January, the nodes will officially switch into Virgo and Pisces, Pisces being the north node, Virgo being the south node. So, we are approaching the end of our eclipse in Aries and Libra. We have one more culmination happening during Aries season, but in terms of Libran energy, this is the final Libran season that we will be dealing with eclipses. So we have been working with this energy for some time. This is not brand new energy. So for this Libra eclipse, we really are going to have a final letting go of old relationship dynamics, old ways of being in partnership that don't allow equality, that don't allow justice and fairness. That's really what Libra signifies. Libra is a masculine sign. It is the only sign ruled by an inanimate object. So it's the only sign ruled by an object, which is why sometimes Libran energy can come across as a little cold, a little humdrum, even though they're social beings, but it's really because they rule the balance beams and they're really or the balance scales. And they're really here to make sure that harmony, peace, and justice is being imposed in relationship. So when we're dealing with Libra, we're dealing with the air element, which is the intellect. It's masculine in its nature, so it's active, and it is a cardinal sign. So it's initiating a new way of moving and a new way of being. Eclipses are putting us in really a course correction in our life. So when you're working with eclipse energy, you don't necessarily need to try to manifest anything, because the eclipse itself is going to alter things in your life that are no longer necessary for the path that you need to be on in a specific area of your chart. So for right now, it'll be Libra opposing where you have Aries. Now, in support of this Libran eclipse, because I want to dive into the outer planets that are all retrograde, that's really going to be pushing us to revisit past ideas, past relationships, or just past ways of relating to people, places, and things. So we have Pluto, which is retrograde, and it's in the sign of Capricorn. We also have Uranus, which is retrograde. We have Saturn, which is retrograde. And Pluto, Uranus, and Saturn are all coming together and making a trine and a sextile. A trine is when you have signs that are of this same element. So for Capricorn, Pluto, which is retrograde in Capricorn, Uranus is retrograde in the sign of Taurus. These two come together and make a trine. And then we have Saturn, which is retrograde, and that makes a sextile to both Uranus as well as Pluto. The reason why this is important is because when we're working with retrograde energy, we're really being asked to revise edit, and go over. Saturn is asking us, okay, where are your structures? Where are your boundaries? Wherever you have Pisces in your chart, where have you not had the boundaries that you need to have in this Piscean area so that you can manifest and build things in the physical world? Uranus is your ideas, your eclectic ideas, reinventing the Taurus area of your chart. Where do you have old ways of moving in terms of your ideas, in terms of your visions for the future, in terms of your money system, because that's Taurus, right? So we have been reinventing that area for a few years, but now that Uranus is retrograde, it's asking you, okay, pause and now revisit all of this reinvention that you've been doing. And then we have the good old Pluto, which I will dive deeper into in the October astrology video. But we have Pluto, which is retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, which is literally asking us to destroy and let go of outdated structures and boundaries that have been holding us back from our personal power. So the reason why I bring these up is because this energy is supporting this South Node eclipse. And because it's a trine and a sextile, it really is bringing internal positive relation to how this eclipse is affecting us. Because these planets are all coming together and working together, whatever we are letting go of in this South Node eclipse is it's an internal need that we have needed for ourselves for a very long time, and we are finally at a place where we internally feel good about this letting go, and now we can let go of it in our physical world. We no longer need to hold on to relationship dynamics that do not serve us, that aren't helping the Pisces area of our chart, our dreams, our visions for the future, that aren't here helping the Uranus area of our chart, where we are reinventing our sense of identity, and that aren't helping the Pluto and Capricorn area of our chart of just outdated structures, patriarchy, matriarchy, any type of system that is rooted for generations that no longer makes sense with how we want to move. So I personally see this South Node eclipse being very healing and cathartic. I know when we have eclipses, the energy is very tense and it can feel a little claustrophobic, and it can feel like so many things are changing and so many things are happening at once, and you're losing your sense of control, which is very true, because a lot of times in order for eclipse changes to take place, we have to take a step back and just allow the universe to do its thing. However, because these outer planets are really in support of each other, this is a deep needed change that we've needed for quite some time, that is really going to feel good in the long haul, especially when we get to the Aries new moon of reigniting our own personal fire and our own personal flame. Now, some key journal prompts to really consider for this Libra eclipse is: where have your personal relationships and how have your personal relationships really have had an impact on your life, an impact on your mindset, your mental health, your physical health, and your emotional health. Libra rules how we relate to people, places, and things. And because Libra likes to be in balance and harmony, sometimes Libran energy can put themselves last for the sake of maintaining some sort of face when it comes to relationships. So you really want to ask yourself, how have my partnerships and my relationships, how have they impacted my mental health, my physical health, my emotional health, my spiritual health? Really sit with the truth of those questions, because those relationships that have had a negative impact on you are the ones that you really have to consider. Do I want to continue moving with this relationship dynamic into this new era, this new energy? And the reason why I say a new era is because Pluto, which I will discuss in my October astrology, is stationing direct on the 11th of October, pushing us out of Capricorn and moving us right into Aquarius, a fellow air sign, which is going to pair very well with Libra, also an air sign. So you really want to consider, how have my relationships been impacting me and affecting me? And is this necessary now in this new identity that I have, this new era, this new world that I'm moving into? Where have I been so balanced in one area of my life that I've neglected another area of my life. That is something to really consider, because Libra is always striving for balance. But sometimes when we like to overcompensate, we are balanced, or we appear balanced in one area, but we have completely neglected another area of our life. So really striving for that balance, really striving to understand, where have I been neglecting my own needs for the sake of appearing harmonious for other people. And last but not least, because it's Libra, because Libra rules contracts, it rules currency, it rules dynamics in relationship and fairness, is where can I find the courage to speak up about injustice? Where has there been injustice in my own life? Where have I participated in a form of injustice? And how can I develop that inner fire within myself to speak up about injustice, to no longer tolerate injustice in any area of my life? Or if you are the person causing injustice for another being, where can you now change your actions to be more harmonious in your partnerships and your relationships? But all in all, this solar eclipse is really a culmination. We've been working with this energy already. I know sometimes a lot of astrologers can put a lot of scare tactics out there, but this isn't new energy. You already know what you need to do. You already know what you're letting go of. And with these outer planets supporting this energy, it is a internal final grievance and release, so that we can move towards the future and the horizon on the other side. All right, everyone. Thank y'all so much for tuning in for this eclipse video. I would love to hear how this eclipse has been affecting you. If you would like to schedule a reading to see where this eclipse is taking shape in your chart and what you really need to focus on for the next 6 months, because that's the impact that eclipses make, feel free to head over to my website and send me a message to schedule a reading, and we can get that started and get things clarified for you in your chart. All right, everyone, go ahead and check out the October astrology video if you have not already, and I will see you for our next video.